Lincoln believed that if I want to convince you of my position, the first thing I have to convince you of is that I wish you well. I care about you as a human being. That's the precondition for trying to persuade you of anything. We're living in a very critical moment. Seldom have we been so divided as a country. Seldom has there been so much rancor in the way we talk to each other and the way we seem to have contempt for people in the other political party. So our great experiment in ordered liberty as a nation will not survive if each half of the country really hates the other half and doesn't even want to talk to each other. I'm David Blankenhorn, president of Braver Angels. We're a national citizens group. We bring together conservatives and liberals to try to understand one another better and find some common ground on controversial issues.
So the goals for the workshop today are to understand what it takes to have constructive, non-polarizing conversations across political differences, to learn the skills to have these conversations, and to be motivated to actually have the conversations with friends, family, and others in the community. First round, one of you is going to be the listener, and you're going to practice some listening skills, and the other person is going to be role-playing.
I am a former educator, so I am deeply impacted by guns in school.
Our fundamental model is really quite simple. It's based on people talking to one another, face to face.
The main reason I'm against gun control, because once they start, they're going to take away my guns. They're going to take away my family's guns. We're going to have a country that's not allowed to protect itself.
Disagreement is normal, and in a free society, it is inevitable. But the challenge is to disagree in a way that is productive and that fosters a sense of communication and striving together to solve our problems.
I think that you're right that the Second Amendment is important. I don't understand why you think that you won't be safe if you don't have guns.
And we can structure ways that that's going to be done in a good way, where I listen as well as talk.
Listen for underlying personal values and aspirations, and acknowledging them.
Chances are I'm going to see that you're not such a horrible person. I probably have something in common with you at the level of our basic values and our level human qualities that are there even though we disagree. So we find that if we bring people together face to face, talk to people that they didn't think they would have anything in common with, they want more. It makes them feel better about the possibilities of the country.
We have never had more independents and those who identify as unaffiliated as we do now.
One of the aspects of the crisis is that we increasingly view compromise as weakness.
There is us and there is them. It's literally friend versus enemy. It's the friend-enemy distinction.
If I compromise with you, I'm selling out. I'm allowing evil to progress. Whereas the founders built a system that was premised on the ability of people to compromise. After the 2020 presidential election, huge numbers of people, including in both parties, believed that our election system wasn't working. So we decided right after the election to start bringing together citizens, strong conservatives, strong liberals, and we came up with many ideas that were equally supported on both sides.
Good morning. I'm Walt McKee. I live here in Albany, Maryland, and I am the national co-chair of the Braver Angels Trustworthy Elections campaign.
My name's Rena Bernards. I am the project lead of the Braver Angels Trustworthy Elections campaign. And I created the Common Ground Workshop, which was the basis for the citizens' input into our report.
And I know that there are reasons on both sides that people feel mistrustful. And that's essentially why I'm doing this campaign. We've got to talk to each other. We've got to improve the process and trust it.
We had an approach, we came to calling it collaborative consensus. And the point is that the workshops that Rena masterminded around the country, we did 26 of them around the country with almost 200 participants, 50-50 red-blue representation.
Our workshops came up with 727 points of agreement, those 26 workshops, on what they consider to be values, concerns about elections, and solutions.
And every recommendation that came out of those workshops had to be unanimous.
We had a committee that took those points of agreement and came up with a report. We had some really hard things to discuss, and we had to find a way to phrase things that everybody would find acceptable. We had 3 key principles. Voting should be easy, cheating should be hard. Every citizen should have an equal say in who will govern them. This is done through free and fair elections. And principle number 3, the American government will fail if candidates refuse to accept any outcome other than victory. We're really trying to start a conversation about how elections can be conducted in this country in a way that would be trusted by all.
We wrote this up in a report. We're now taking these to state officials around the country to say, there's a way here. We call it an American experiment because we were the first country ever to establish a democratic system on a continent, not a small Greek city-state, a continent where people were very diverse, who could still find a way to govern themselves. And that's the essential genius of our American system. That's the basis of our American promise. That's what's in danger right now. Losing that is what's in danger. And the way to recover it is to recover the notion that we, in common, care about this land we live in and care about each other so that we can find ways to live together.
This was so valuable to me because it helped me broaden my perspective.
So it was very valuable for me to, and not want to jump in.
We had a really good conversation, and and it was just, I just tried to stay open-minded.
What I got from this is I learned how to be patient, how to listen, to not jump on the other.
I think what I am getting from this is the ability to be a little less passionate, not assuming right away that people are going to hate me.
We should see humanity in other people too. So we should have difficult conversation because conversation is the starting point. Sit down and talk is the best solution.
To engage your fellow citizens. James Madison, one of our founders, said that in a Republican form of government, the way our democratic republic was structured by the founders, he says this way of governing requires a higher degree of virtue in the citizens than any other form of government. So often we believe that being a good citizen means voting, and it does. But particularly when the nation is in trouble, particularly when self-government is our creed, it requires more than voting. It requires stepping into citizenship in a public way. This is the American way. This is the way the founders wanted it. This is the way the founders shaped our institutions. This is what we are losing. This is what is threatening our survival as a nation. And so the hour is late, and it is time for the citizens of the country to step up and do this.